You want to hear the whole story about me winning and all the whole events that took place?
You paddle out of this cave and then all of a sudden there's all this surf.
If social media was around back then, our careers would have been huge.
I was like, what am I doing here?
Hopefully no one asked me, like, where are your parents?
Just didn't know how long we were going to be held down or how much of a beating.
I was just going about 1,000 miles an hour.
It was, like every surfer's dream.
I think it was just judged on, good surfing.
Throughout my photography career, something I've done to set myself apart is really putting the viewer in the situation that I am. I want you to look at the image and feel like you're right there in the moment. The water is my zone. It is where I go. I can recharge, reset. That's where I want to be. I don't even own a tripod. Going into the 2016 Eddie Aikau was a very scary experience. I was watching the buoys the night before, and it was huge. I was like, what would the irony be if it's too big, that they couldn't even run the competition? Everyone these days is constantly on social media. And because of that, I wanted to be able to bring DSLR quality photos live to social media around the world instantaneously. So I was using a Canon 70D, and it has built-in Wi-Fi. And I was sending the photos from my camera to my phone in my other hand, and then sending it out to Jeff Hall, my agent, who was on the beach. The energy on the beach as we arrived there was scary. It was thundering. They're like, it's too big, it's too big. Like, we just saw a closeout set. I'm just like, okay, just stay in your zone. This is what I've been training for. That first light as it hit the waves and we could see just how big it was terrifying. It was huge. And a set came in, I believe, and it closed out the whole bay. It's like, okay, what happens in that situation when we're out in the water? Surfers can't ride that closeout wave. What do the jet skis do? And I was like, I got this. I got this. I can do this. And I was ready to go. The plan was to be on a jet ski most of the day, all the day. We wanted to be out there and not miss a single moment. Because you come in for 10, 15 minutes, you get water or a snack or something, and you're gonna miss, could be the wave of the day. And when I got out in the water, the waves were so big, when they would close out, the jet skis had to go to shoreline. It was terrifying. You see these jet skis, 5, 6 jet skis, beelining to the shore and going right up the shoreline. And that was the only way that they could get away because the whole bay was closing out. So when I saw this, I went, you know what? I'm gonna swim this because I won't miss a moment. If there's a second wave and all the jet skis going, I know I'll be mad at myself in that moment. And so I jumped off the jet ski and ended up swimming for the entire day. And I'd be left out there a few times when the jet skis had to go and avoiding the waves, and I had to dive under the waves. And I've never felt power like that before in any wave around the world. Mason Ho had a crazy wipeout. I think it was the biggest wave of the day. And he went and he was dropping in for so long. I had to stop shooting because I thought the wave was gonna close out the bay. I was getting ready to dive below the wave that he was on, and he finally wipes out. And I got a shot of him, and it's crazy. He's falling on the biggest wave. The entire wave fills the frame of the photo. Another amazing ride was Clyde Aikau. He's in his 60s, and it was quite possibly his last Eddie, and he is going on any and every wave. He ended up dislocating his shoulder, and it's not for lack of knowing or lack of trying. He was literally digging in and going for these waves in the most critical of spots. Nathan Fletcher had another wild wipeout, and he was right at the top of the wave, and he ended up going over like head first, diving off from the top of the wave. And I was very far on the shoulder, kind of looking over at him, and it was a long way down. John keeps surprising everyone, and we shouldn't be surprised. He's an incredible surfer and very talented, but everyone knows him for his smaller waves and amazing pipeline. He surfed that wave like it was 8-foot backdoor. He surfed it so well and knew every line that he needed to draw, where he needed to be. It was crazy to see John win the Eddie and then go on to win the world title later in that year. Going in on the shoreline, I was kind of like a zombie. The atmosphere was so loud and everyone was excited and happy and cheering at the end of the day. And I just remember I couldn't even comprehend everything. Nothing had sunk in. A lot of times after shooting, I can't wait to jump on my computer. This one, I had to just absorb all that energy and emotion and kind of let it sink in before I could go through my photos. If I could only take one image from the day, I think it's a photo of Koa Rothman, and he's dropping in on a very big wave, and he's in control, and he's backside on this monster, this just mountain of water coming towards me. And to me, that's such a great moment. He was the youngest competitor in the competition, and to see him in his first Eddie really step up and just go on anything was incredible to see. This is something I've been preparing for my whole career. This is a moment that I earned. This is a moment that I knew physically and mentally I could handle and be in the water. It's something that I'll have forever, and it's something I'll cherish always.